Welcome back to the Modern Dad Show. I'm Chandru
I'm Carl Lyons.
and we are Modern Dads.
What about this playdates thing?
Playdates. That was
See that?
twice.
You're
Jinx.
starting to finish my sentences now. That's a worry, right?
I think we're sharing the same cycle.
Yeah. So, purpose. What are they for? I mean, who are they for? You know, I mean, are they for the kids or are they for some other reason?
The purpose of Playdates is to improve social relationships and instill that in children. But the conspiracy theorists
Right, yeah.
claim that it's more for the parents. One of the reasons is to sort of scope out the competition, if you will, check out how the other...
live, eh?
Yeah, exactly.
What's the house look like? Yeah,
Exactly,
yeah.
how the other...
Where are they in the social standing?
There you
I know
go.
where you're going with that thought.
Now, you should reciprocate a play date.
Yeah.
And what if
think
you don't reciprocate a play date?
Yeah, maybe, I don't know, maybe social
Ostracized? I'm ready for it.
Yeah.
But now let me ask you, you go on a play date, you take the kids on a play date,
Yep.
you go to someone's house, but then there's something there that you don't like. Let's say a lack of hygiene, for instance, or the way the kids behave at home.
Maybe bad behavior or something.
Maybe
like
they're
that.
very
Yeah,
aggressive.
yeah.
You see,
Yeah.
there isn't enough discipline at home. There isn't enough any boundaries because you're never going to see that.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
the kids are at school and then
Yeah.
they're at home, so you're not going to see this. So now you get an insight that there is a lack of boundaries, there is a lack of discipline.
yeah.
The kid is misbehaving in his environment. You've thrust your child into that environment.
Say goodbye.
And that might sort of spill over.
Yeah. No, I know what
Do
you're saying.
you reciprocate that play date?
I personally go back to our secret list at home, and we cross that kid off the secret. You've got a secret list, right?
No, I have
You
no
don't?
idea what you're talking
All right,
about.
maybe.
Are you Santa? Because you're old enough to be him.
No, I'm joking. So I think there's a bit of an opportunity there actually to, kind of reinforce some of the boundaries for our own kids when you go along on that. I've had circumstances where our kids have gone on a play date. We've seen behaviour that is not consistent with what we would do in our family, in our household. So we say, okay, you know what, that might happen in other families, but that's not the way that we operate in our family.
Do you use the line?
You're under my roof, you'll live by my rules.
Yeah, just like that actually.
Yeah. My rules. Santa's rules. Do you reciprocate the play date though? I mean, I appreciate what you're saying. There is a learning opportunity and you can teach the kids that this is how other kids behave and so on and so forth. But do you reciprocate the play date where you witnessed bad behavior?
You do reciprocate, but you reciprocate in a slightly different way. So you might book the park or something like that, and a whole bunch of people come along
Book
and
the
you
park?
invite them.
What do you do when you're not doing this?
So you go along to the park, you have a play date in the park with maybe a bunch of kids, and you invite that person.
A group play date.
Yeah.
To sort of reciprocate a play date what you don't want a relationship you don't want to carry on. So is there a statute of limitation on the reciprocity of a play date?
Wow, I'm gonna have to. So I don't know about that really. So we've got kids that are older, and now naturally we've only got maybe a handful of kids that we have play dates with, whereas the younger ones, so maybe it takes a few years to work that out. I don't know.
Hey, what I don't like about play dates is I love that my kids are happy. I love that they're having fun, but the amount of noise. It drives me insane, and my as the day winds down, my tolerance just falls off a cliff.
And play dates are after school, right?
Exactly.
So they're never in the morning, so yeah.
So this is another question. It's time to go home. The parents come to pick up the kids, and your house is an absolute tip. Toys all over the place.
Yeah.
So the other kids' parents have not said tidy up.
Right. Yeah.
You're going to have to do it,
Yeah,
but you can't make your kid do it because they have to be in bed soon. So do you make a point to say, hey, kids, clean up before you go, and sort of almost indirectly shame the parents, like you need to tell your kids to clean up the mess they make?
We've been to somebody's house where they do that and they say, 5 minutes, I'm going to set the timer for 3 minutes, you're going to run around, you're going to tidy up for 3 minutes. I thought that was fantastic.
That is good. That's another good idea.
Yeah.
The other question I have is when there's a play date and kids are misbehaving, you obviously have to discipline them.
Are you talking about somebody else's kids?
Somebody else's kids,
right, yeah.
I mean, what do you do? Let's say you have a play date and one kid is pushing the other. Would you discipline the other kid in the same way?
I think what I would do, and I have done, is I've spoken to the kids and just used, some, words and phrases that they maybe understand.
No!
little shit, you know, I'll lock you in the cellar if you do that again.
Is it Gina Ford again? If you don't discipline the other child, then what message are you sending to your child?
Yeah, absolutely. No, you've got to be consistent in your behaviour, purely and simply for your own kids.
Yeah. No,
so yeah, absolutely agree. Yeah.
Yeah, I think play date etiquette, that's one of the things that should be understood. If I send my son to someone's house and he does something wrong and is disciplined, I will appreciate that. As long as he doesn't come back home black and blue.
Yeah.
You know, I will say good, and I will tell my son, you know, you shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll be consistent with whatever, you know, has gone on in terms of the disciplining with the other parent.
But then there is the potential of it resulting in conflict, because some parents aren't that. They think the kids are
a golden child.
This child is special, Mr. Girel. His destiny is to save the world.
And it's your destiny to seek some serious psychiatric help.
But at the core of it, play dates are parents being nosy.
Absolutely, yeah. It's out there now. We've declared it. So it's not play dates for the kids, is it, really?
Yeah, we're on to you, parents. And I say this as I've organized play dates for my kids.
But we'd be interested in your opinions. If you've got any experiences, if you've got any questions, actually, you know, let us know.
Yeah, thank you so much. We'd love to get your feedback on experiences that you've had with play dates and perhaps the questions that you have. And thank you for tuning in. So I remember I went to someone's house and they had all these tech toys. And I was really amazed. And I was in awe of it, and I felt that, you know, there was a connection with the dad.
Yeah,
Don't be jealous. It didn't last. It didn't mean anything. It didn't last. It didn't mean anything.
Yeah. It's man love.
It's a bromance. It's a dadmance.